This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
In the 1970s, cultural studies expert Stuart Hall published the widely read book Encoding, Decoding, in which he made the case that while decoding a visual or media text, viewers can take one of three positions: dominant, hegemonic, negotiated, or oppositional. According to the chapter, the researchers discovered that Hall's encoding and decoding theory could be applied to film communication research, such as the many kinds of adapted films. Significantly, the theory can aid in understanding the precise dissemination process and diverse interpretations of the decoding positions of various audiences in this process. There are three forms of associating with other people, according to the authors of Stuart Hall's theory of hegemonic reading: dominant hegemonic reading, negotiated reading, and oppositional reading. People would identify with another person's hegemonic perspective, which is known as dominant hegemonic reading. This can be taken to an extreme with practices like brainwashing. When someone agrees with you, it is like wearing rose-colored glasses; they can do no wrong in your eyes. Negotiated reading is when a reader bargains for the viewpoints of the subject or protagonist. When someone says anything, they often consider it to be the whole truth, but other times, they express opinions that do not align with their beliefs or what they feel to be correct. This could include customs or stereotypes. The most typical kind of hegemony is this one. In essence, oppositional reading occurs when people utterly disagree with everything someone has said or believes. Appropriation is one way of doing this. When anything is taken or borrowed, this oppositional reading may take place. The French theorist Michel de Certeau provided a helpful description of a negotiating tactic he called textual poaching. He stated that textual poaching is like living in a borrowed dwelling. He also viewed interpretation as a game in which readers break down and reassemble texts using techniques as basic as skipping pages or using the remote control for a television. De Certeau defined tactics as the hit-and-run activities and strategies as how institutions exercise power and establish well-ordered systems that customers must navigate. Dick Hebdige used the term bricolage in the late 1970s to describe how adolescent subcultures like punk reused everyday items in unexpected ways. For instance, Doc Martens were initially designed as orthopedic shoes in the 1940s and began to be sold in Britain in the 1960s as work boots. However, they were appropriated and later became essential components of several post-1970s subcultures, including punk, AIDS activism, neo-punk, and grunge. For young people committed to independent expression and resistance to the dominant values of mall fashion, the rapid co-optation of resistant designs makes individual expression through alternative clothing styles challenging. However, there are a few issues that could be delved into further. The essay was written before the Internet's explosive growth. Therefore, it is crucial to examine more closely how Hall's concepts connect to contemporary methods of information dissemination via various social media platforms. Given the wide variety of viewpoints and social settings, it is exciting to examine the best techniques for helping the audience interpret the chosen meaning. Overall, this article can offer a theoretical perspective for readers to better grasp or investigate pertinent information in film communication and its audience reception, whether they are academic scholars, film practitioners, or non-academic audiences. If you want to find more works like this essay on Stuart Hall's theory of encoding and decoding, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.